Welcome to Matthew 26. This chapter throws us right into the action. Passover is here, Jerusalem is buzzing. If you have visited Jerusalem, I bet you had fun during this festive season. Pilgrims are everywhere. Excitement hangs in the air, thick as the smell of lamb roasting, but danger lurks. Religious leaders are plotting. They want Jesus silenced, permanently. Little do they know, Jesus is writing the script. He knows what's coming. He's prepared to face it all. Meanwhile, Jesus shares a meal with his disciples. During this meal, he drops a bombshell. One of them will betray him. The disciples are stunned. Who could do such a thing? The tension is palpable. Then Jesus makes another shocking statement. He's going to die. Soon. The disciples are devastated. They don't understand. How can this be? This isn't just any dinner party. This is the Last Supper. Jesus takes bread, gives thanks, breaks it, and gives it to his disciples. Take, eat, this is my body, he says. Then he takes the cup of wine, gives thanks, and offers it to them. Drink from it, all of you. For this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. With these actions, Jesus redefines this Passover meal. He becomes the Passover lamb, sacrificed for the sins of the world. This meal is about more than just physical nourishment. It's about spiritual nourishment. It's about remembering Jesus' sacrifice. It's about celebrating his victory over sin and death. It's a powerful reminder of God's love for us. He loved us so much that he gave his only Son, so that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. The mood shifts. Lord, have mercy on our souls. Judas, one of the 12, slips away into the night. He's made a deal with the religious leaders. 30 pieces of silver, that's the price of betrayal. Judas leads the temple guards to Jesus, identifying him with a kiss. A kiss, meant to be a sign of affection, becomes a mark of treachery. Judas's betrayal cuts deep. It's a stark reminder that even those closest to us can hurt us. It also highlights the destructive power of greed. Judas chose money over loyalty, power over love. His story is a cautionary tale for all of us. What are we willing to sacrifice for our own desires? The Last Supper, a pivotal moment in Christian theology, is more than just a meal. It's a profound act of love and service. Jesus gathers his disciples, breaking bread and sharing wine. This is my body given for you. This cup is the new covenant in my blood, poured out for you. These words resonate through the ages, forming the foundation of the Eucharist or communion, a central sacrament in Christian worship. This meal symbolizes Jesus' sacrifice, a new covenant between God and humanity. It's a reminder of his love and a call to live out that love in our daily lives. The Last Supper also represents unity and fellowship among believers, a moment to remember and reflect on Jesus' teachings. Artists throughout history have captured this scene, from Leonardo da Vinci's iconic painting to countless other depictions in various media. Each interpretation invites us to contemplate the depth of Jesus' sacrifice and the significance of this sacred meal. In modern Christian practices, the Last Supper continues to be a source of spiritual nourishment and communal bonding. It's a time to pause, reflect, and recommit to living a life of faith, hope, and love. As we partake in communion, we are reminded of Jesus' enduring presence and the promise of eternal life. The Last Supper is not just a historical event, it's a living tradition that shapes and inspires Christians around the world. It calls us to remember, to celebrate, and to embody the love and grace of Jesus in our lives. The events leading up to the crucifixion are marked by profound emotional and psychological turmoil. Jesus, fully aware of the impending suffering, experiences a range of emotions. In the Garden of Gethsemane, his anguish is palpable. He knows the physical pain that awaits him, but also the spiritual burden of bearing the sins of the world. His prayer is a raw plea for relief, yet he submits to the will of his Father, showcasing ultimate obedience and trust. The disciples, on the other hand, are confused and frightened. They struggle to comprehend the gravity of the situation. Peter, who had boldly declared his unwavering loyalty, finds himself denying Jesus 3 times before the rooster crows. This act of betrayal leaves him in deep remorse and regret, a stark contrast to his earlier bravado. Judas, the betrayer, is engulfed in a different kind of torment. The weight of his actions becomes unbearable. He had envisioned a different outcome, perhaps forcing Jesus' hand to reveal his divine power. But as events unfold, the reality of his betrayal sinks in, leading him to a tragic end. Meanwhile, the religious leaders are driven by a mix of fear and determination. They see Jesus as a threat to their authority and the stability of their religious system. Their actions are fueled by a desire to preserve their power, even if it means condemning an innocent man. Yet beneath their hardened exteriors, there may be a flicker of doubt, a whisper of uncertainty about the righteousness of their cause. As Jesus is arrested and brought before the Sanhedrin, the tension escalates. The trial is a mockery of justice, filled with false accusations and manipulated testimonies. Jesus remains composed, his silence speaking volumes. He is then handed over to Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, who is caught in a political dilemma. Pilate is wary of condemning an innocent man but fears the wrath of the crowd and the potential for unrest. The journey to Calvary is a harrowing one. Jesus, weakened by the beatings and the weight of the cross, stumbles along the path. The crowd is a mixture of jeers and silent sorrow. Some are there out of morbid curiosity, others in genuine grief. Among them his mother Mary, watching her son endure unimaginable suffering, her heart breaking with each step he takes. This chapter in the Passion narrative is a profound exploration of human emotion and the complexity of the human heart. It reveals the depths of love, betrayal, fear, and sacrifice. As we reflect on these events, we are invited to ponder our own responses to suffering and injustice, and the ways in which we are called to follow the path of love and compassion, even in the face of great adversity. As we reflect on the events of Matthew 26, the themes of sacrifice, betrayal, and faith emerge with profound clarity. These timeless elements are not just historical or religious concepts, they resonate deeply with our contemporary lives. Gap 3S. Jesus' ultimate sacrifice on the cross is a testament to the power of love and selflessness. In a world often driven by self-interest and personal gain, this act of giving oneself for the sake of others challenges us to rethink our priorities. It calls us to embrace a life of compassion, generosity, and service to those around us. Gap 3S. The theme of betrayal, embodied by Judas and Peter, speaks to the fragility of human relationships and trust. Betrayal can come from unexpected places, and its sting can be deeply wounding, yet it also presents an opportunity for forgiveness and redemption. Peter's remorse and eventual restoration remind us that failure is not the end, but a chance for growth and renewal. Gap 3S. Faith, as demonstrated by Jesus and his disciples, is a powerful force in the face of adversity. Jesus' unwavering trust in his Father's plan, even in moments of intense anguish, inspires us to hold on to our faith amidst life's challenges. The disciples' journey from confusion and fear to understanding and conviction mirrors our own spiritual journeys, filled with doubts and discoveries. Gap 3S. These themes are not just ancient narratives but living truths that continue to shape our lives today. They invite us to examine our own hearts and actions, to seek forgiveness and offer it, and to trust in a greater purpose beyond our immediate understanding. Gap 3S. As we navigate our own paths, may we carry the lessons of Matthew 26 with us, the courage to sacrifice, the strength to forgive, and the faith to persevere. In doing so, we become part of a larger story of love, redemption, and hope. Gap 3S. Let these reflections inspire us to live with greater intentionality and purpose, knowing that our lives too can be a testament to the enduring power of sacrifice, the possibility of redemption, and the transformative power of faith. Jesus, knowing what's coming, goes to the Garden of Gethsemane with his disciples. He's deeply troubled. He prays, pouring out his heart to his Father. "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me, yet not as I will, but as you will." This is raw, honest prayer. Jesus, fully God and fully human, wrestles with the weight of what's to come. Jesus' prayer in Gethsemane teaches us the power of vulnerability. It's okay to not be okay, it's okay to struggle, it's okay to cry out to God. He hears us, he understands, and he's always there for us. Even in our darkest moments, we can find comfort and strength in his presence. Thanks for joining us today for Bible Reading in a Year. Stay blessed. Please subscribe, like, and share.